Welcome back, focused learners. Today, we are opening up a truly fascinating supernatural case file for this explainer. We're looking into the very nature of consciousness, the aging process, and, well, the deepest capabilities of the human mind. The source text we're analyzing today presents this radical, completely paradigm-shifting argument about where human memory actually lives. It proposes that the limits we just kind of accept about our minds, they might be based on a complete biological misunderstanding.
It's a question we've all heard, right? And let's be honest, it's probably something a lot of us have even felt. You hit your 50s or 60s, and suddenly you start hearing yourself say things like, "Oh man, when I was much younger, my memory was perfect. I could remember anything. But now, I just don't remember things the way I used to." It's treated as this universal human complaint, just an inevitable biological reality of aging. But the source material we're unpacking today absolutely challenges this. It actually instructs its readers to strictly avoid speaking this way. Why? Well, because it claims we have a fundamental misunderstanding of human anatomy and the spirit.
Okay, let's dive into this comparison. The core thesis of our source text is right here. You actually do not remember with your physical brain. No, really. The text argues that your memory doesn't reside in your gray matter at all. Rather, it's located entirely within your human spirit. Think about it. The physical brain is biological. It ages, it decays, and yeah, it forgets. But the human spirit? The text posits that the spirit has absolutely flawless recall. It's eternal, and it retains its full capacity, regardless of how many years your physical body has actually been alive.
Section 1. The true location of memory.
To understand exactly how the text arrives at this conclusion, it shifts our framework away from the realm of neuroscience and straight into the realm of theology and spiritual reality. The foundation for this whole argument starts with the scripture from the book of Job. It says, "But it is the spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding." So the text uses this to establish an absolutely crucial premise. Understanding, cognition, and awareness are tied strictly to the human spirit, not the biological brain. The breath of the Almighty gives the spirit understanding, literally making the spirit the true center of consciousness.
Section 2. Luke 16 and Post-Mortem Consciousness.
The source anchors its argument in the account told by Jesus regarding a rich man and a beggar named Lazarus. It treats this story not just as a nice little parable, but as undeniable forensic evidence of post-mortem consciousness, like what actually happens to the mind after the body completely shuts down. Let's walk through the timeline of the rich man's reality here. First, obviously we have physical death. Second, his physical body and crucially his physical brain are buried in the dirt. But look at step 3. He wakes up in hell. His body was taken to the grave, sure, but his spirit was taken to a place of conscious torment. And step 4 is the anchor of the text's entire argument. He retains full memory and awareness. His consciousness is incredibly vibrant, despite having literally zero biological brain to power it.
So the rich man is in torment, and he cries out to Abraham. Now notice the sheer specificity of his awareness here. He can see, he can think. He can clearly recognize Lazarus from his past life. He can even formulate speech and make a totally logical request for water. According to our source, this proves that his awareness remained entirely intact. He is experiencing real-time sensory input and complex cognitive processing completely without a physical body.
Section 3. Memory transcending the brain.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the profound plot twist we hit right here. The rich man's biological brain is literally rotting in a grave back on Earth. So how exactly is he formulating these complex thoughts? How is he remembering the intricate details of his past life? This point is driven home by Abraham's response. Abraham says to the rich man, "Son, remember." I mean, just think about the weight of that word. The rich man is dead, buried, and totally separated from his physical brain, yet he is explicitly instructed to remember. The source argues that this makes it undeniable that memory functions flawlessly without biological synapses. If memory required a physical brain, Abraham's command to remember would be absolutely impossible to follow. So based on this incredible evidence, the source material totally redefines memory. It defines it as an innate function of the human spirit. It transcends the physical brain. It doesn't age, it doesn't decay, and it never, ever loses capacity. In this view, your spirit simply never forgets. Whatever biological degradation might happen to a physical body over decades, the spirit inside remains sharp, alive, awake, and full of divine capacity.
Section 4. Enjoy your perfect memory.
Now, understanding this theology isn't just some fun intellectual exercise. It completely changes how you view your own mind today. Because if your spirit has a perfect memory, and you are fundamentally a spiritual being, then you have access to that perfect memory right now. So the crucial point is applying these highly actionable takeaways, starting with your vocabulary. You must stop saying, "I forgot." You need to actively erase negative language from your everyday conversations, like saying, "Oh, I'm forgetting things these days," or "My memory is failing." By saying those things, the text argues, you're actually identifying with the decaying physical flesh rather than your eternal, flawless spirit. You've got to acknowledge your spiritual capacity and choose to live and remember by the Spirit.
The source concludes with a prayer that essentially acts as an encouraging three-step guide to actually engaging this reality. Step 1. Acknowledge the Spirit's reality. You have to truly understand and accept that you operate from your spirit. Step 2. Confess your memory is sharp. You must actively speak out that your memory is healthy, clear, and totally effective. And step 3. Function strictly from the Spirit. Because your spirit is alive, awake, and possesses literal perfect recall, you must view yourself as having a whole and perfect memory right now, today.
Which brings us to our final, provocative thought. If your spirit never ages, doesn't decay, and retains flawless capacity, why live confined to the limits of the flesh? The source material we explored today challenges you to completely shift your paradigm. It's asking you to stop blaming your age for forgotten details, to change the way you speak about your own mind, and to actually tap into the perfect recall of the human spirit. It is a fascinating perspective on consciousness that for sure leaves us with a lot to think about. Thanks so much for joining me for this Explainer Focus Learners. Keep asking questions, keep studying, and I will see you next time.